What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my Atlanta Falcons Madden 23 franchise rebuild series. This week we are playing the 4-4 Seattle Seahawks. We'll take a quick look at how their roster change over to offseason here in a second. We have a few things to do. I'm going to start off by taking a look in player negotiations. He said, we're on the fence about Brian Edwards. He doesn't want to re-sign, but really a $20 million over 3 years, it's not bad. And Hennessy is somebody else who I think Hennessy's who we're going to focus on this week. We're just going to start negotiation. We're going to start here and just see how it goes. He wants more years. All right, we will remember that for next week. And now we have breakout quarterback, and I think this is about Cole Harold. Coach, Cole Harold is coming off a stellar game. Is he in the process of taking that next step? He's playing well, and I think it speaks out. Obviously, we'd love to get that performance out of every week if we can. We're going to win a lot of games. So do I get an option? Throw one or fewer interceptions and have 350 scrimmage yards or 4 total touchdowns. Okay, so I don't even know if we've officially seen his development trait. I think that confirms it's when we drafted him at the start, which is what I expected. Let's see. Manage roster, just line up. But yeah, we would love to get that. Yeah, he's 12 snaps away. So 4 touchdowns or 350 yards and 1 interception. We're going to have to get to that. But before we get into the weekly strategy, we're going to take a quick look at the Seahawks starting lineup. I'm sure they had a lot of turnover from last season as they were one of... Yep, and they took the other quarterback we were looking at in the draft, as you may remember, Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man. So we have the top 2 quarterbacks going at it. They also signed Carson Wentz, but decided to go with Spider-Man. Chris Carson still on the team. Fullbacks still exist. Marvin Jones, Sammy Watkins. So yeah, their 3 top receivers are older guys. Watkins has 91 speed? Seriously? And Marvin Jones still 87. But receivers a bit on the older side. Noah Fant. Take a look at their offensive line. 78, 76, 73, 78. And other than 4 really reliable linemen. Kind of like with the Giants last week. We're going against, even with 5 offensive linemen who aren't terrible, but certainly aren't game changers, aren't one of the best at their position. But a slightly worse line, they have Harris, Davenport, JoJo Jett, another rookie, a rookie rated higher than Garfield, but obviously defensive tackle versus quarterback. Interior of the defensive line's not looking too scary. Wasu, middle, they got Brooks and Radigan. Josh Allen will be coming off the end. Corner-wise, again, why is their third best quarter put in as number 1? I think this is, with the Giants, we saw something similar. The Quandre Diggs, obviously a very promising player. Jamal Adams. Always have to look out for him. So, there's the lineup, and now we'll go into our weekly strategy, and we'll take a look. Oh, that is... I want to go back. Okay, that is... So we definitely did make the right decision, because Garfield only has normal development. And like I said, I think with kind of the challenge we got, we know Harold's at a star, but we have a chance to make him a superstar this game. So we definitely, I forget what the overalls were like right after the draft, but I think it was Harold 75, Garfield 74. Now Harold is 78. So we definitely made the right decision. I'm hoping we can get Ruiz a little more involved. So now let's go over our goals. And I'm full sending it. 350 plus pass yards. We'll say 24 or less. Defensive coordinator, or sorry, that was for our offensive coordinator. I'll go all in on the 350. Then, to ensure we get at least some staff points, 15 first downs. So there's our goals. I'm going to hit our weekly strategy, and then I'll see you guys on the field.
And Q is going to kick off this game. He kicks it into about halfway into the end zone. That will be a touchback. And out comes Andrew Garfield, the second quarterback taken in this draft. And he's going to get sacked on the first play by a Beckety, but it looks like he also drew a face mask. So lucky break for the Seahawks. An unnecessary play by a Beckety, but what's funny is he still gets credit for the sack. So XP-wise, that's good for us. As the Seahawks get a first down, Andrew Garfield's going to hunt his man for about 8 yards, 2nd and 2, handoff to Chris Carson. Carson cuts it outside. I'm going to take it for about 6 yards and a Seattle first down. And Kwiatkowski batting the ball down. He had a chance to intercept that. He probably should have, but still a good play. But that play was not quite as good by Kwiatkowski. Now handoff to Carson going just for a yard. Handoff to Carson again. Unable to make the tackle, but finally brought down 3rd and 2. He gets the handoff, and he has plenty of room for a first down. He could have gotten more if he wasn't so going side to side. Garfield checks it down. If he throws that a little sooner, that could have been a touchdown. And that will be incomplete, ball tipped away. 3rd and 9 for the Seahawks. Andrew Garfield throwing across his body, throwing it away. Don't know why he decided to throw it away like that, but regardless, same result. As out comes Cole Harold in the Falcons offense, and he immediately finds Drake London. Hopefully we can see more chemistry on that front as he finds Kyle Pitts on the slant for 8 yards. They're already near the 50-yard line, throws it into a tight window to Zacchaeus, one of the more underrated players on this team. Now he's going to find he does, and it looks like he had him, but the ball was knocked out. Harold with time throws the slant. It's completed. Drake London may have bailed him out a little by coming back for that ball. He was looking for, I believe, Brian Edwards, but miscommunication, but he finds Kyle Pitts on 4th down. Now Patterson gets the handoff, not finding much. 2nd and 9. Harold has all day, but it is incomplete. Great coverage by the defense. But on 3rd down, he once again finds Drake London. And now they leave Kyle Pitts wide open in the back of the end zone, and the Falcons have the lead over the Seahawks. Now handoff to Carson's going nowhere, and that will be the end of the first quarter. A quick moving first quarter as Spider-Man finds the slant, and that is good for a first down. Now Garfield handing it off to Carsons, and if Carsons could have cut it up to the B gap, that would have been a lot more effective. Now Garfield on 2nd and 4 finds the first down. Now Garfield going deep, it is incomplete. A phenomenal play by A.J. Terrell Jr. And Carsons is being stuffed. 3rd and 10. And that will be incomplete. The Seahawks will punt. It is kicked out of bounds and could have been a better kick out at the 19. So not as bad as a touchback by 1 yard as Patterson isn't finding much on first down. Harold finds Zacchaeus for his 2nd catch of the day. Now Harold with time finds his man. That is good for a first down. Now handoff to Patterson again. Not able to find much, but still gets 5 yards on the play. Now Harold, seeing London wide open down the seam, finds him for a first down. And now finds Edwards down the seam open for a first down. Seattle's defense not adjusting. Patterson finds the hole on the outside zone. 2nd and 5. And Harold's going to find Drake London for a touchdown. Drake London getting involved very early in this game. Something you love to see. As that will be a first down for the Seahawks. As Carsons takes it for about 5 yards. And we are already at the 2-minute warning. My, oh my, is this game going quick. Now Garfield finds his tight end for a first down. Now Garfield throwing it off his back foot. He may have had his man, but that is an extremely difficult throw to make, no matter who you are. Now, Garfield making a mistake. Did not see Burton, who made the interception. He jumped right on that, and now the Falcons have a chance to take a 3-possession lead going to the half, but they are taking their time. But he finds Kyle Pitts, and they're taking their time, but they may have left too much time on the clock. But if you have a touchdown right before half, you take it. The screen only going for a few yards. 2nd and 6 for Seattle. The slant is open, and it is completed. But the Seahawks have already used 2 of their timeouts with just 35 seconds left, and a simple check down will not work in their favor. But they're getting close to field goal range. They let the clock wind down to 6 seconds, and they're going to try a 60-yard field goal, and that is not even close. And given the Falcons time to run another play, but the Falcons just opting to run it and take it into the half. 21-3 as we go into the second half. The kickoff is just shy of the end zone. It is taken to the 26. Now handoff to Patterson to start the half for the Falcons, and he is finding room. That is good for 16 yards. Now Harold drops back. He is going deep and just overthrows Drake London, but there was the safety was right there as he finds Kyle Pitts down the seam for a first down. Seahawks playing a lot of cover 3 today. He's leaving that seam open. Oh, Harold misses a wide open slant. 3rd down completed to Demir Bird. And that is a Falcons first down. Handoff to Patterson. Patterson powers forward for a gain of 5. And that's a Drake London touchdown, his 2nd of the day. Good read by Cole Harold, and it is 28-3 Falcons. Very concerned about this score, though, as that is a completed pass over the middle for a first down. That is a throw to the tight end. That is also good for a first down. Seattle trying to claw their way back into this game. Now Garfield with plenty of time. That is good for an 8 yards. Could have been worse for the Falcons defense. Carson's jukes somebody out, and he is tackled at the 11-yard line. Carson's starting to get into a groove. Can Andrew Garfield as well. Finds the completion, 7 yards. Handoff to Carsons, who immediately gets stuffed. Falcons had that play read. And Garfield throws an interception into the end zone. That is the last thing you want as a Falcons fan. We're still in the 3rd quarter, but that honestly may have put in this game away. Obviously, with the score, we shouldn't be too comfortable yet. Obviously, I'm joking. This is freaking Madden. 1st and 10, Patterson gets the handoff, and he is dragged down for a gain of 5 yards now. Harold with plenty of time, throws it over the slant round to Demir Bird, incomplete, throwing right into coverage and overthrows Kyle Pitts. Harold's been very good today. A rare, just completely inaccurate throw as Garfield goes deep, and that is a first down. Great throw by Garfield, who has really struggled today. Carson's only finding a yard, and as soon as I compliment Spider-Man, AJ Terrell wins the jump ball, but to be fair to Spider-Man, you expect the receiver to come down with it. AJ Terrell just made a great play, and it is the end of the 3rd quarter. And once again, down the seam, Harold overthrows Pitts, but he gets Demir Bird for the first down using his agility to cut up the field. And now Patterson gets the handoff, who does a nice job of bursting through the B gap. 2nd and 3, that's completed to Drake London for a first down. Now, Harold gets sacked. It looks like he had Kyle Pitts for a touchdown. It didn't work out. Trying to kill Drake London on that slant route. And he's going to throw it to Edwards to get an easy field goal. But I simmed the field goal, and Koo missed it. Obviously, kicking isn't our biggest concern right now, but Q has somewhat become a liability for us as the running back screen doesn't do well. Garfield is now thrown off his back foot. A very impressive throw. While Garfield has been struggling this game, he has certainly made a few impressive throws. Obviously, he needs to show consistency. And he has been consistently throwing interceptions this game. The Seahawks coaching staff might be a little worried right now as Patterson takes it for 8 yards. Harold drops back and it could have been intercepted. Harold making some questionable decisions today as well as Patterson takes it for 15 yards and a Falcons first down. Patterson again. Patterson showing he may be a bit older, but he still got that speed. Now, Harold finds the slant route, and that is good for 9 yards. 2nd and 1. He misses Bryan Edwards on a wide open slant, and the Falcons are running the same exact play. And this time, Cole Harold does not miss Bryan Edwards for the touchdown. And it is now 35-3. The Falcons coaches, fans, and players no longer have to be worried about that score as we hit the 2-minute warning. Seattle, Garfield all day, and eventually finds a receiver, good for a first down. Good job by Garfield not forcing anything. Another nice throw to his tight end, that is. And Garfield finding his receiver again while this game is all but over. Seattle's trying to get as many points as they can, maybe boost Andrew Garfield's confidence up as there is less than 30 seconds in the game. The screen to Carson's. The Falcons defender missed the tackle. Lorenzo Carter's trying to say he wasn't in, but it is a Seattle touchdown as the Falcons are just going to run this clock out. And that is the end of the game. Falcons win 35-10. The battle of the rookie quarterbacks, majorly lopsided. Cole Harold showing as of now he is the superior quarterback. Now let's go back to the homepage and talk about it a little more.
And welcome back to the home screen. The Falcons now one game away from being over halfway through the season, 8-0. And now we can kind of start talking about maybe going undefeated. This season has been such a turnaround. And we'll get into that in a minute. I'm really excited for the QB breakout because the thing was throw 350 yards and 1 or less interceptions, or throw 4 or more touchdowns. And we had 304 or 305 passing yards, but had 5 passing touchdowns. So we should get it. Yep, another huge day, and he seems to be placing his name among the upper, what is that, looking of single callers? I can't read that word for how far I am. And deservedly so. Those things don't happen by accident. He's put in the time, the work to get better, and it's only going to pay dividends. Okay, so he now has superstars. So he's not X Factor yet, but not even halfway through his rookie season, and he's already up to superstar. He's just a really good. So I'm glad we got that. And there's really nothing to do post game. I don't want to just talk. So, but yeah, going undefeated seems not completely unrealistic right now. I mean, will we actually? I would be pretty surprised, just because it's hard and playing on all Madden, and we still have such a. It's not like our roster is even that amazing compared to other teams. Like the Seahawks roster wasn't that great, and we're going to look at the box score here in a second. I want to make that the last thing we do. But, I mean, just look at, not franchise, staff. We'll just do the adjust lineup so you can get a view at everybody. But, like, our offensive line's okay. Nothing special. Yeah, Kyle Pitts is phenomenal. I mean, Drake London, he had a really good week this week, but he's been a little inconsistent. Harold, as pleasant surprise he is, and that's going to keep happening. He's still in 81, and you see that with these, as he still struggles to find his deep ball. Defensively, A.J. Terrell, he's a stud. But I mean, Casey Hayward, he's aging. He got an interception this week, but more times than not, he's been a liability. Nobody on the defensive line this year has really stepped up. Jarrett's been our best. Joseph been okay. And I don't want to undermine them. They've been good. It's just they haven't been like stellar. We have no Joey Bosa's, Micah Parsons. Just a bunch of good football players. And now we are going to do the box score. The last thing we will do today. Actually, let's take a look at. We outgained them in every area except first downs. They had more first downs, but that's okay. They ran more plays probably. But yeah, offensively we did better. Defensively we did 4 for 5. We had that missed field goal, which I sinned because I thought it was a knock through. And plus, field goals on this game are still really weird. And we had more time possession. It was now Cole Harold, almost a perfect QBR. Most part played really well. No interceptions. Love seeing that. Got sacked really quick. 23-34. You know, we're going to be a little picky, but there was a few throws. The pass, the Bryan Edwards touchdown, the pass before that was completely overthrown to Edwards, so he should have had an Edwards touchdown on pass 33, not 34. At least I think that's his. Yeah, he should have had 33 passes. And then he missed Kyle Pitts down the seam when we did a quick release on those empty sets. I don't know if his feet weren't set or whatever it was, but yeah, those quick down the seam throws and net slants, some things to clean up, but those weren't proven like consistent issues throughout the game. Once again, struggled on the deep ball. I think he missed 2. When it's a deep ball, when it's a bullet deep ball, like the pass we saw the Kyle Pitts, he has no problem, but when it's a lob pass, that needs work. And also doesn't help that London isn't exactly the fastest or the most dominant, nor is Bryan Edwards. Rushing, he didn't have a touchdown, but Patterson had 108 yards, getting over 100 yards, kind of in garbage time, but you know what? Stats are stats. Some fantasy owners are going to be really happy he got up to that 100 points, some will not. Receiving, London led the day with 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. Pitts not far behind with 6 and 87 for 2 as well. Neither of them really having rack. It was a quieter day for Edwards, but also had a touchdown. Really quiet day for Bird, who's more often than not getting most of the receptions and yards. And then Zacchaeus had 2 catches, which is, he's lucky he gets a catch a game, so good for him. Patterson had to catch off the curl route. Now blocking, who was technically Matthews? He's given up the most sacks this year. Defense, we had 4 interceptions, I want to say. Yep. How about that? Spider-Man throws 4 interceptions. Cole Harold throws 5 touchdowns. Hayward had 1. Terrell, Hawkins, and Burton. So just the whole base starting secondary. When I say base, I mean 4 defensive backs, because in base starting, whether if it's 4-3 or 3-4, you have 4 defensive backs. But you don't see it that much anymore. Some fun, but some nice interceptions and deflections. Also want to look at sacks. AJ Terrell, Vince, Dion, Nick, Isaiah all had 1. Isaiah's 1 coming on a 3rd down. I remember that. I think Wazowski's, who I don't believe I showed it in the game. If I did, I apologize. He had a PCL sprain. So he might. So who knows when he's returning. Then I want to look at sacks. 'Cause we only got the 1 sack. And that was, I think, was the first play of the game. And that sack actually got called. That was the face mask sack. And I also made sure of it because right after the play, I looked at the stats. And even though it had the penalty, the sack still counted. So yeah, our 1 sack was penalized. So, and like what I was just saying with the defensive line, there's really nobody dominant. We don't have great pass rushers, phenomenal run stuffers. said no Micah Parsons of the pass rushing, no DJ Readers of the run defense. So yeah, there's a defense. Q missed the field goal. We had the one punt because of one of the very few Harold's wild throws to Pitts. But yeah, that is all, guys. So we are now 8-0 after week 9. We also had our bye week 2 videos ago. So that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not already, please hit that subscribe button. It does me wonders. Also, please like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment any recommendations you have for the series, and I'll see you guys next time.